Hello, my name is Bridget Young, and today I will be discussing the statement, "Everybody knows social media is bad for society." Media effects is the idea that mass media, including social media, can have negative effects in the behavior of people. Author and researcher David Gauntlet believes that media effect research has taken the wrong approach to understanding how media affects behavioral attitudes, and that from 60 years of research, direct effects of media upon behavior have not clearly been identified. Therefore, today I will look at not how social media affects us, but influences us. And I will be doing this by comparing two hashtag movements, #ProAnna and #MeToo, that will illustrate both the positive and negative influences social media has on society. And that why everybody may not know that social media is both good and bad for us. Social media can be used to spread toxic information, which then can influence more vulnerable parties. Evidence of this is the #ProAnna movement found on most social media sites, in particular Tumblr and Instagram. In layman's term, the hashtag means pro-anorexia, and the posts affiliated with it promote anorexic behaviors by posting pictures of overly skinny bodies and tips on how to starve oneself. The American Health Journal said that the site's interactivities and sharing of techniques may have contagious effects on those not yet committed to the behaviors. Therefore, this illustrates how a creation of posts on social media can have a harmful influence on society. The #ProAnna is just one example of the negative content that can flood social media. We also have to think about how it is mostly young people using social media and how seeing content such as ProAnna can influence them during a very vulnerable stage of their life. Daniel Boyd addresses that teens clamor for sociality on social media sites as they do not have the freedom to interact with their friends as the older generations did, and therefore they look to find connections with people on social media sites, and sometimes they can connect with the wrong people. I know this from first-hand experience, as when I was 16 and looking for people to connect with, I stumbled across ProAnna tags. Although it was comforting to know I wasn't alone, it was also a catalyst for my eating disorder. And now that I'm older, I can disconnect myself from things online as I have more freedom and knowledge. But when you're young and feeling lonely or hopeless, I think you'll talk to anyone who'll listen. And that is one of the negative influences social media can have on society. The connecting of like-minded individuals on social media also can create real societal change. A strong example of this is the #MeToo campaign. In 2017, in light of the Harvey Weinstein allegations, the actress Alyssa Milano asked Twitter users to respond #MeToo if they had been a victim of sexual harassment. Over 2.3 million tweets from 85 different countries were made containing the #MeToo hashtag. And from this movement, a December 2017 poll on American voters' attitudes concluded that they were in a new place of gender, sexism, and equality, with 85% of respondents saying that they would believe women making allegations of harassment or assault. And this is strong evidence that social media can have a positive influence on society. It is the ability to create a collective of voices that has not usually been heard in the past. David Gauntlet reiterates this when he says that the 21st century Web 2.0 sees an explosion of tools for everyday amateur creativity, which is pretty much saying the influx of social media has given a voice to everyone. And therefore, social media gives a platform for movements such as #MeToo, which ultimately can shift societal attitudes and connect us rather than drive us apart, which is not a bad thing. The Street Life project conducted by Keith Hampton was to investigate whether technology was really driving us apart by observing public spaces for 30 years. The most interesting thing I'm going to draw from this study, not that he found that we weren't being drawn apart by technology, was that the proportion of women on the Met steps increased by 33%, and this is most likely because of shifts in gender roles due to movements like feminism. It took 30 years to see a significant increase of the proportion of women. However, it only took a couple of days to connect 2.3 million people with the #MeToo. This illustrates again why social media is good for society, because it connects us quicker and create bigger change. So everybody knows social media is bad for society. Social media can be a negative influence for vulnerable people, as seen through the ProAnna movement. However, it can also be a weapon of great change, as seen through the #MeToo movement. Social media gives a voice to the unheard, and collectively these voices can create messages that can positively or negatively influence us. However, it is up to society to determine how it affects us, because society is social media.